Hello everybody, how's it going? DAT Simplified here. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit more about plants. We're going to be talking about plant hormones and plant tissues. So let's get started with plant hormones. So hormones, plant hormones. We have we have five that we really need to know. So the first one is going to be ethylene, and this hormone is a gas that causes fruits to ripen. That means that to develop. That means they're become rather than becoming raw, they're actually now like more developed. So gas that causes fruit to develop, or as they call it, ripen. Okay, so the second hormone that we have is auxins, and this hormone is responsible for promoting cell growth. Now, this hormone is also associated with tropisms. So, tropisms. And that means when the plant grows in a certain direction in response to a stimulus. So, what do I mean by that? Let's say this is your plant here. And let's say this is the sun. Or this is a light source. So, your plant will want to grow in this direction to get more sunlight. And then likewise, we can have another plant here, and then let's say that this is the nutrients that are deep in the soil. So like these nutrients. So the plant is gonna want to extend to reach these nutrients here. So that's this phenomenon here and here is called tropism. So we've talked about these two. Now we're on the third hormone, and that's gonna be your cytokinins. Cytokinins. So this hormone is responsible for promoting cell differentiation and division. Okay, and now the fourth hormone is called gibberellins. Don't ask me about these names. So gibberellins is the hormone that's responsible for eliminating seed dormancy. And it tells the stem and the shoot to grow and elongate. Usually this hormone is released after, let's say you've had a storm and then the plant has to hibernate and start using less energy to stay alive. So it's being conservative about its resources. After the storm is gone and once the conditions are favorable again, you'll have gibberellins being released, and it will tell the plant that, hey, the conditions are favorable. Let's eliminate seed dormancy. We can grow back normal again. So that's gibberellins for you. And since we've talked about disasters and storms, our fifth and final hormone is epsinic acid. And what this does is that it functions during stress. When you have a storm or unfavorable conditions, it will tell the plant that, hey, we need to be very conservative about our resources. Let's start hibernating. Let's do seed dormancy, and once it's released, the plant will not grow anymore. It will be as if you put someone in like an ice. You know how you put, sometimes they say when you put people in ice, they're alive, but they can't do any metabolic functions. So, or not metabolic functions, they can't move or anything. So this is the same thing. So here, seed dormancy. And now that we've talked about the plant hormones, let's talk about some plant tissues and plant structure. Okay, so now we can talk about the different types of plant tissues. So plant tissues. We're going to start off with the structural ones. So the ones that give structure. And we have three of these actually, so let me use a different color. So the first one we have is called parenchyma, and this is known as filler tissue. And it has thin cell walls. The second one we have is collenchyma, and this is the site. This type of structural tissue is found in areas where the plant is growing regularly. So since this is a very unique type of structural plant tissue, it will have irregular cell walls. So irregular cell walls, sites where the plant is growing. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on to the third type of structural tissue. It's gonna be sclerenchyma, and this one S, so it's gonna have a strong, thick cell wall. Basically, on the DAT, there's a very good chance they'll be like, okay, which of these structural tissues has, let's say, thin cell walls, and you need to know parenchyma, or which one has thick cell walls, S strong, therefore thick cell walls. So now we've talked about these. Now we can talk about vascular tissue. Oops. Vascular tissue. And here we have two types of vascular tissue. They are going to be the xylem, which is usually found near the center of the plant, and the xylem only transports water. It only transports water. So it transports water from the roots to leaves. It only goes it's one-way direction. It only goes from the roots to the leaves. It can't go from leaves to roots. So it's one-way direction. So one way. And when the xylem ages, it becomes a secondary xylem. And this secondary xylem is what gives rise to the wood / pith of trees. So this is one way. Now let's talk about the phloem. This is near the edge. So this can transport sugars only. Sugar. And it does it like this, from leaves to roots. And actually it can go this way as well, so it is two-way directionality. So the main takeaway between the xylem and the phloem: the xylem is water, the phloem is sugar. W and X go together, and the xylem is one-way delivery and phloem is two-way delivery. So the secondary phloem gives rise to the bark and something called core cambium. Okay, so now we can talk about the third and final type of structural tissue, type of plant tissues. And these are kind of miscellaneous. I guess you can call them like, because they're on the outermost, so you can call them like the outside tissues, so superficial tissues maybe. And we have so these can be root hairs. These are found on the roots and they increase the root surface area, so that means the root will be able to absorb more water, more nutrients. So increase SA of roots. SA is surface area. And we also have something called the epidermis, kind of like the one on our skin. It's a protective layer that helps, it not only protects the plant from the outside, but it also reduces water loss in the plant. So protection plus water loss. And that's all you need that's all you need to know about plant hormones and plant tissues. If you have any more questions about plants in general, please let me know in the comments below. I'll try to answer them, and if there's a lot of questions about a certain topic, I will definitely make a video dedicated just about that topic. Please let me know, and good luck studying on your DAT. Have a great day. Bye bye.